Thank you all for being here. You have a very exciting week ahead of us. Tomorrow, you and Americans all over the country will go to the polls to vote for the next leader of the United States. I think we all agree we need my husband as our commander-in-chief for 4 more years. This election is critical to our future as citizens and the future of our country. When you vote tomorrow, you're choosing between a Washington outsider who will continue to do all he can to improve our country, a president with America First agenda and proven results. Or you can choose Joe Biden, a career politician of over 4 decades with no results to point to. We have a chance to vote for a leader who sees our future as bright, or someone who sees only a dark winter. A president who continues to make trade deals for the American worker, or someone who has spent his political career selling out the American worker with trade deals for his donors. Americans can vote for a leader who holds our allies accountable, or a former vice president who apologizes for American greatness. Today, we have a president who upholds and defends our justice system. We can vote to keep that a reality, or people can choose a candidate who is willing to pack the Supreme Court to protect a radical leftist agenda. We can vote for a president who protects our communities and our law enforcement, or a politician who will defund them. My husband is a president who takes care of our veterans, rebuilt our military, and has kept us out of new wars. Joe Biden, on the other hand, left the VA in disarray, allowed millions of dollars to fall into the hands of Iranian terrorists, and didn't make our military a priority. For the last 3.5 years, President Trump has been fighting for you. Under my husband's leadership, our nation is respected again. Our borders are safer. We have stayed out of the new conflicts and successfully defeat ISIS. We ended the reckless Iranian nuclear deal and made the new historic peace deals with our partners in the Middle East. Our NATO allies are now doing their fair share globally, something Donald insisted upon since day one in office. When you voted in 2016, our nation's economy was suffering because of the policies of the Obama-Biden administration. But under Donald's leadership, our economy soared and unemployment shrunk to a record low. Our president pulled us out of the terrible NAFTA deal and established the new USMCA. The Trump administration passed a new tax code and established the Space Force. My husband has appointed hundreds of responsible judges who are loyal only to the Constitution and not a radical socialist agenda. And he has ensured that there are more opportunities for women especially working mothers in our workforce. Despite what the media tries to tell you, healthcare for every citizen remains a priority for him. As you have seen over these past years, he won't stop fighting until he gets it done. The message is simple and clear. Donald fights to protect and support all of our people. We have a law and order president. A president that fully supports our men and women in uniform. We have a faith in our judges and legal system to rule justly. We protect our heritage and we condemn all hate. We should always learn from our past, and it is more important than ever that we never forget it so we can move forward. It was under President's leadership that our country took down two of the world's most dangerous terrorists. As long as there are evil people who want to do us harm, my husband and our great military will hunt them down and protect our country. Just this past Saturday, U.S. forces conducted a successful rescue operation in West Africa. The operation was led by our incredible warriors with the support of our international partners. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of our military service members and their families. Thank you all for all your sacrifices so that we may be safe. You have always defended our country and only ever asked to be supported here at home. You have never let us down. You deserve and you have the same loyalty from your commander-in-chief. Donald Trump and our entire administration is behind you 100%. Love you too. You're not the forgotten men and women in uniform. You are the backbone of our nation. You fight for us, so my husband fights for you. The United States is the greatest country in the world. As someone who immigrated to this country, I know firsthand that it is a place where the possibilities are endless and families can grow and flourish. A place where everyone is united in an unending love of country. Under this president, our American values and ideals are protected, cherished, and upheld. In early 2020, our nation began feeling the effects of a global pandemic. An invisible enemy invaded our beautiful country, and we found ourselves with a new virus that no one understood. With the president's leadership and decisive actions, we quickly learned what it was, how it spreads, and the best ways to fight it. I watched Donald work very hard to keep people informed and calm, to protect our economy and make difficult and unpopular decisions in order to keep us all safe. The Democrats, together with media, have attempted to make COVID-19 the most politically charged, polarizing, and divisive topic of the last decade. Instead of working with our administration to unify and protect our nation, they only sought to attack us. At first, they attacked my husband for being too aggressive, and now they say he hasn't done enough. With very little information, they created their own narrative and stoked fear. It was not only dishonest, it was a disservice to the very people they claim to keep informed. It was Joe Biden who accused President Trump of xenophobic hysteria for putting the American people first and closing travel from China and parts of Europe. Now he's saying we didn't do enough. But my husband's actions prove otherwise. The president put American health and safety ahead of politics when they temporarily shut down our borders. He assigned a task force led by our great vice president to work closely with the CDC and immediately started taking action. Our administration has worked with Congress to support families struggling financially during this pandemic. We worked tirelessly to ensure the passage of 2 stimulus packages that provided more aid to the American people. And sadly, as we all know, the Democrats just blocked a 3rd package. The refusal to work with my husband holds American people financially hostage in the name of politics. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all who have been negatively impacted by this invisible enemy. But rest assured, my husband will not stop until there is a vaccine available to everyone. While the Democrats continue to play politics, my husband will continue to focus on the health and safety of the American people. After all, you deserve a president with proven results, not a career politician with empty words and broken promises. President Trump is moving this country forward. Under his leadership, our nation continues developing safer procedures and practices so that children can get back in the classroom. Restaurants and businesses are opening safely and people are earning an income again. This president is focused not only on destroying the virus, but creating ways for people to safely start gathering with friends again. This is about mental health as much as it's about physical well-being. But the Democrats have a different outlook. They call themselves progressives, yet the only direction they want to go is backward. Joe Biden predicts a dark winter. His solution is to shut things down, to scare the people of our country and hurt our economy and our jobs. That is not leadership. That is trying to scare people for votes. My husband sees something different. While our nation has not escaped loss in the wake of this tragedy, we have overcome so much. The American spirit is stronger than COVID-19. I want to thank our amazing frontline workers for all they are doing. It is in times like this that we will look back and tell our grandchildren that through kindness and compassion, strength and determination, we were able to restore the promise of our future. One thing I know for certain is that under my husband's leadership, we will not be in for a dark winter. country is one of hope and promise. We are not a country of fear or weakness. We will continue working with our medical professionals and researchers to ensure our children continue to grow up in the safest and most prosperous nation. I believe in our incredible doctors, nurses, and scientists. Because of our amazing medical capabilities and resources, we are in the process of developing powerful therapeutics and vaccine. Our opponents are trying to politicize a vaccine that could save millions of lives during a global pandemic. If you are not supporting the safe production of a vaccine, you are not supporting the health and safety of the American people. There is no room for political games when so much is at stake. Shame on anyone who casts doubts on the effectiveness of potential vaccine just because it would come under my husband's leadership. Politically motivated decisions like these are what separate career politicians from President Trump. Do not forget what the Democrats chose to focus on when COVID-19 first came into our country. While the president was taking decisive actions to keep the American people safe, the Democrats were wasting precious time and American taxpayer dollars on a sham impeachment. Why should we trust Joe Biden when he suggests he can do a better job? All you have to do is look back on his 47 years in political life to determine whether you think he's suddenly capable of putting the American people first. It has been my greatest honor to serve as First Lady of this incredible country. I agree, 4 more years. Over the last few years, I have spent my time focused on children. They are the key to a successful future. It is our duty as adults to ensure we equipped our children with all the important and necessary tools needed to be their best selves and reach their full potential. That starts with understanding and cherishing our American values, values that are rooted in our many faiths and in the importance we place on family and togetherness. It is also found in our shared and unending love of country. Our patriotism and American pride is unmatched by any country. In our administration, we consider this to be a good thing. Through my Be Best initiative, I have witnessed incredible moments of compassion and kindness from people all over this great nation and the world. Children who showed kindness to others when they needed it most. Mothers who have overcome drug addiction. Nurses and doctors who save children every day through the amazing advancement in medicine. These are the stories that deserve to be shared. It is love and optimism, not fear and lawlessness, that keeps America great. There are so many good things happening every day in ways small and large. We must not lose sight of that in the midst of all this political negativity. Negative actions like when the Speaker of the House chooses to shred the President's State of the Union address on national television. or when Democratic leaders call for the harassment of Trump officials, including young adults. When rioters and looters were burning our cities and wrecking small businesses that belong to hardworking families and bring jobs to our communities, where were the Democrats? In fact, in the face of violent looting, our opponents have called for the defunding of our hard-working police and ICE officers. Our children are watching and learning about politics in our country. They deserve a better display of responsibility and respect. While they like to blame my husband for his behavior, the media's promotion of divisive language and attacks has led to open disdain and hostility towards voters like you and me. Deplorables, they called us. People expressing their right to free speech, including our youth, have been harassed for wearing Trump clothing. Because of acts of intolerance and even violence, honest and hardworking Americans are sometimes afraid to put Trump signs in their yards. Members of our White House staff have been thrown out of restaurants just for serving their country. Even big tech companies are now politically censoring us. All this from the supposedly tolerant left. But like my husband, we cannot and will not give up. And while some journalists who have now become a political tool of the career politicians who choose to focus on the negative, we have chosen to focus on the American people and a brighter future. When the media and Democrats were focusing on overturning the 2016 election, Donald Trump was bringing jobs back to the American people, passing record-setting tax cuts, and achieving energy independence. He was launching the Space Force, destroying global terrorists, and securing our borders. This is a president who is here with one purpose: to serve you. Donald loves this country and sees potential in everyone he meets, no matter their gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. Donald loves helping people and will continue to fight for you every single day for 4 more years. On Tuesday, I'm asking that you continue to put your trust in our president. We had 3.5 years of winning. Let's have another 4. Thank you. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless our beautiful nation. Thank you, North Carolina. Vote tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful, our heroes proved in liberating strife.